Welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is our live call-in talk show all about the Wheel of Time. Now, you're with us tonight to do our finale episode of the Great Hunt live adaptation. Let me introduce my guests this evening. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel, Todd, Mary, Natalia, and our special guest, Recappa Sedai. Chapter 47, I want to propose to everybody that we cut the blowing of the Horn of Valere.
Whoa!
I haven't gone down this road, but I want to throw this idea out. Recappa, what do you think about this? Do we need to blow the Horn of Valere in this moment?
This is a fabulous question. So after reading these chapters, I went back to A Memory of Light because I was like, in Great Hunt, there's this big deal about the heroes of the Horn can only ride when the dragon's banner is raised. They are linked to the banner. And none of that comes into play in A Memory of Light. None of it. Like, all the heroes of the Horn are just free to kind of run wherever they want as soon as that goes down. And it's like, also, I will say, heroes of the Horn are too powerful. They're just too powerful. Like, there was this thing in A Memory of Light where it's like, oh, we can be beaten. And it's kind of like, but can you? Like, I mean, you guys say that, but like, you're really powerful. Anyway, I feel like in book 2, this sort of becomes too much of a game changer. As soon as they call the heroes of the Horn, the battle's over. Like, they're going to win. There's no doubt to it. It's fun to see Birgitta and Archer Hawkwing, but at the same time, we're going to get them at the end. Wouldn't that be cooler? And I don't see a reason to link it to Matt here, since it's not even linked to Matt. Really? Oh my god!
I love this. I like it. I love
All
reading it.
of you are wrong.
It's like, Matt has to be connected. Matt has to be connected. Matt has to be connected. Yes, it
but
would.
does he? Does he? Because at the end, when like I love it when Oliver is the blower of the horn. I love it, but like literally, Matt didn't have to be connected. And then Noel shows up to save Oliver, and Oliver has this great moment where it's like, oh, someone came back for me. And it's like, right, but the rules say he's supposed to be under that dragon banner. So what's even happening? And I think it's cleaner to have the Shadow gain the Horn of Valere and not gain it back until Memory of Light. I think that's a really powerful narrative choice. I hadn't thought of that before we taped this, but hearing you say that they should cut the blowing of the horn, I'm into it. Let them win that battle by themselves. Like, it's a little ridiculous what goes down at the end of the second book.
So, yeah, Vance says this would be a terrible move. Yeah, like Nablus 200% disagree.
Can't read that, Todd.
Oh, I can't wait to read all this. No, bring it though. Bring it.
Okay, Todd, what do you want to say?
Right here, I have cut for the whole horn. I have.
Wow, you're a cut for the horn scene. But I want to bring in one of our callers here as they're queuing here. Norm, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How you doing?
Norm.
Hello, everybody. What's up to everybody in chat? And I got 3 things. First off, Matt, Todd, a pox upon your houses for saying that you want to cut the horn.
By the way, Recappa also concurred, so I think you need to add Recappa into that group.
Wait. We haven't got to Recappa yet. We'll save Recappa for last. But my goodness. Okay, now these last 4 or 5 chapters of The Great Hunt are so beautiful. They need to be in one episode. So that's one thing. 2, on the first read through of The Great Hunt, when Matt blows the horn, for me, that was OMG. That just came out of nowhere. I mean, he blew the horn? What? Love you all. Man. Take care.
Goodbye. Take care. But what I think is really interesting is you will see people cutting Forsaken who actually are involved throughout the entire series, but you have to have this horn scene. It's not that I don't love the horn scene, but going back and reading it this time I read it through was one of these scenes similar to the end of The Eye of the World that just is otherworldly in ways that I just don't think is as engaging as something like maybe The Dragon Reborn, how that ends. But I understand everyone's doesn't like this idea. I'm throwing it out there and clearly not well accepted. Delusions of Grendel said, guys, I want Brigitte so bad. Please don't cut my girl. I understand.
I hear you, Grendel.
We'll keep her.
So after all this feedback,
if they give us the Hunters of the Horn and don't give us Brigitte, I'll be mad. That's not okay.
Yeah,
you're going to give us the heroes. We have to see Brigitte.
Right.
And Arthur. Like, we have to.
Right.
Yeah, it's a. By the way, there are one or two people that agree with the idea of the horn scene, but everyone else is like, you guys are crazy. So I want to ask everybody this. We have to ask this question for us before we let Natalia go, and this is going to affect our live adaptation. Who's for cutting the horn out of our live adaptation from our panelists? So here we go. Cutting the horn scene, Matt blowing the horn at the end of the Great Hunt. Not the horn itself, just the blowing of the horn. Are we for it or against it as a... You have to pick yes or no here. This is a keeper cut moment. This is probably the most intense one considering all of the angst in the live chat right now. Mary's a no. Natalia, make your choice here. You got to go here shortly.
Keep the horn blowing, lose the rest of the interaction.
Keep the horn blowing. Okay, Todd, are you a cut horn?
Cut. I'm a cut.
Recappa, has your mind been changed? Or are you...
I need to understand. So if Matt doesn't blow the horn, does that mean the shadow has the horn until the very end?
No, everything else would... I mean, you'd have to add... Obviously, people are bringing this up, like, what would you do? Yes, you would have to change it somewhat to make the Seanchan lose. You'd have to probably mix it with the White Cloaks. You'd probably have to throw some other things in there that don't... I mean, the White Cloaks battle still does happen. You'd have to kind of put Rand and such. You'd have to change things. By the way, there's so many thumbs down and no's.
So I
want to say... These are long books, and they're gonna have to change some things. And if saving the Horn of Valere until the last battle means they can shave a couple of stuff, I mean, to me, it matters more in the last battle. So I am okay with them making that choice strategically.
Dean said, cut the Innkeeper from Towers of Midnight. That was hurtful. That was very hurtful.
Real.
Dean. That was hurtful, man.
I just reread that. No,
that is so hurtful. That was brutal.
How dare you?
That's where we all make our cameo appearance. Everybody at the end. Everybody in chat is there. That's us. They may have actors there, but that's us.
Okay, here we go. Okay, you said your piece here. Change it or cut it or keep it. Natalia, are you going to change the scene, cut it, or keep it?
I'm cutting the horn.
Wow. Okay. Todd, are you a change the scene, cut it, or keep it?
My internet chopped a little bit. So what
are you a change the horn scene, cut it, or keep it?
I'm a full on cut because that's what I'm a cut.
Okay. You're a keep. I'm going to say this because I want to make this interesting. I want to give Recappa all the power here. I'm a keep. So Recappa, it is on your shoulders. I don't want to put any pressure on you. Are you want to change the scene? Or you want to keep it or cut it?
I'm honored. Honestly, this is a lot like stuff that I mean, look, they've got to cut this story down. Lots of us don't want to admit that to ourselves, but they have to cut things. So, we do not need the Heroes of the Horn to show up at Falma and automatically win the fight. That is what happens. The second they show up, you know who wins. There is no debate in question. It kind of feels the same way in the last battle, to be honest. So we really should wait for the last battle.
By the way, chat is going wild. They're now threatening downvotes on the video if we cut the scene.
Bring it. No,
this is my favorite. Okay, so it sounds like, are you an alter the scene, or you get rid of it altogether, Recappa, or are you a keep? Alter?
Sorry, I'm living for this chat right now.
You only have to say, the only question you have to answer right now, and chat's going to go wild, is alter it, keep it, or cut it.
When you say alter it, you mean alter someone blowing the Horn of Valere
alter how the
Heroes of the Horn showing up.
Alter how they do it, right? Maybe make Rand the person, maybe how they show up, what happens. Alter how that happens, or completely take it out, or keep it.
Okay. I am into stakes. I am into things happening in an epic way. So I'm going to say we don't need it in the second book take it out. Let's save it.
Oh my gosh.
Let the shadow take it. Let us be freaked out. When they do that stuff with the seals of, the seals have been stolen. No. Let the Horn of Valere get stolen. Let's not pull a Harry Potter. Let's not have this thing wait until the end to become important. Let's actually have it be a thing that the shadow has, and it's a nightmare that they have it. I'm cool with that.
By the way, that's
interesting.
Just watching chat is probably, it's worth going back. Dean's like so many unsubs for tonight.
Is so disappointed in me right now. We have you have been on my page, and I feel like you are just like, I'm done with her. I do not know her.
No, you guys agree. That's what's funny. That's what's funny is you guys agree.
So we'll let Natalia go. I apologize. We left our callers waiting for that answer.
It's fine.
Let's bring the call me Nakomi. The final decision was made by Recappa. Welcome to the call. Call me Nakomi. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well up until about like 20 minutes ago, until you guys have my blood pressure all the way through the roof right now. First of all, let me start off by saying, Recappa, I loved you until you started back with your retort there. I was saying that to myself, like, you know what? If I met her in the White Tower, I would totally be her pillow friend. But you know what? Now I'm just like, Recappa, I have to leave you at the wayside. Matt, I'm gonna have to put a dragon's fang on our dusty wheel.
Oh man, this is way too much fun.
I'm sorry, you can't. If they cut the horn, Matt blowing a horn, I would have to basically just grab my purse and just walk out the room. I would completely it ties into so much to me personally. I mean, I know it's just like, okay, we could be, get the payoff later on and whatever. But at the same time, I'm just like, yes, we still have Rand's fight with the Shamiel, basically, but at the same time, it basically shoots up the supernatural factor like to 1,000, where it's just like, oh my God, the magic's real. Where, they basically, Matt blows the horn, and then basically they would have lost. So basically, if Recappa, if Matt didn't blow the horn, basically they would have lost. A little bit of Tabarin to me thinking that, they decided to say, you know what, let me just basically blow the horn. What do we have to lose? But personally, I think that basically introducing the supernatural at an early time, I think it basically just shoots up the whole you never know what's going to happen factor. That's basically how I was when I first read it. I didn't even think that Matt was going to actually blow the horn. I think that after who knows how many 15 rereads or whatever, I've gotten a little jaded. I could definitely say that. And I'm just like, well, could they actually lose the horn? And I'm just like, no, for someone who's just reading this book, him blowing the horn was just like, oh my God, he just blew the horn. What's going to happen next? You never knew what would happen next. I'm sorry?
I'm agreeing with you. Sorry, I got real excited. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm just thinking to myself, as a brand new reader, a brand new viewer, basically, that's going to be like, oh my goodness, what happens next? They were ridiculously outnumbered. So there's nothing they could have did to basically win. Thank goodness the dark, the side of the shadow or the sunshine didn't get the horn back. Basically, also, I'm thinking to myself that, yes, the last battle, it would be great to have the horn at the last battle, and that be the first time it's blown. But at the same time, even kind of at the last battle, the heroes of the horn saved some people that were important, but even the heroes of the horn's presence didn't completely win the last battle. There was a lot of other things that Matt did that basically helped them to win the last battle. And even the heroes of the horn said that we could be defeated. So it's great to have that payoff before. Also, it's great to have that payoff at the end where Oliver is actually able to blow the horn. I wasn't completely sure if it was even going to work. Spoilers. Until he was able to actually blow the horn. That kind of suspense was great. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I was just not to have it. Sorry.
Fabulous.
Here's my thinking on this: is the only thing that the horn does right now is announce that Rand to the world that Rand is the dragon. And I don't think that that's reason enough to keep it. I think that
I think that actually him fighting Ashamael in the sky was more so the symbol, the sign that he was the dragon. That's how I took it.
But the heroes, but Hawkwind says calls him Luz Theron and says, he talks about he basically calls him the dragon. He calls him out. And I think,
no, he's important. Rand is obviously important, and he knows them from before. I just feel that basically it never really tied the horn to the dragon. It just basically said that the horn was supposed to be at the last battle. So that didn't exactly say why or who was supposed to blow it. Which that even it made Matt even more important with the fact that he was the one who blew the horn. So it attached him and made him important to the tower at least.
But they barely even slowed the Shanshan down because they had the fight, and then the Shanshan just kept right on rocking and rolling. It barely slowed them down.
By the way, what's really clear is we need to do like an episode about this particular part. I want to ask: did Call Me Nakomi change your mind, or are you still?
I have. Okay, so basically, I hate every verbal interaction between the heroes and our friends. I don't want any of it. I don't want to see any of them. I super don't want to see Arthur Hawkwing. I don't want to see a battle in the sky. I think we need a whole episode, Matt. Like, I'm really, okay, blow the horn. Okay, it's good for Matt's character, but I don't want to see any of these silly shenanigans.
So you are an alter. You're changing your vote to an alter?
I might be.
By the way, Call Me Nakomi, thank you very much for calling in. Sorry.
Thank you, guys. I'm so sorry. I was a little triggered there. I'm so
no, it's good. It's good.
I love you. I love our regular panel. I love your show, basically, but I was just like, oh my goodness, no. I started writing bullet points. I was just like, no, that cannot happen. Anyway,
yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Have a good night, guys. I love you.
You too. Love you. Bye. Josh, welcome to the Dusty Wheel tonight. How you doing? Thank you for waiting. Also,
I'm doing. I waited for a while, but it's worth it.
So what were your thoughts? What comment did you want to make? You're closing us out for tonight.
First of all, it's clear that Recappa needs more wine because she's not thinking clearly enough. That is first and foremost. What I'm thinking is you're taking. And this, we got to think of this. This is an adaptation of a book to a TV show, and you're taking the climax of one book, and then you're significantly altering it to say, like, oh no, he's not going to blow the horn anymore. I think that almost is like you're looking too far in the future. I mean, I love that this is happening, and I want it to go to the finish line. But let's just say it peters out or whatever. Him not blowing it is kind of it's a bad thing that happens. It's a huge thing in the book. It's the climax. It's the twist in the plot that gets you like kind of hooked, and you're like, I need to read the next one. I need to do this. So getting rid of that is like for a TV show is kind of a big step, I think. And I think we're like diminishing it as book readers. We're like, yeah, we could do without it because we know it happens in the future. But if you're just a TV viewer looking at this and there's just a climax and that's no longer there, then it might not be as impactful to you.
But conversely, Josh, do you not feel it takes away the tension? Like, don't you feel like once the heroes show up, like it's a foregone conclusion that we win?
No, because it's such a big twist that they didn't know that was going to happen. I mean, I guess you could alter it in a way that it doesn't happen until they're pretty much about to lose, and it's kind of like the comeback experience where Matt's like, screw it, I'm going to do it, So I guess you could say it's an altering of that scene, but I think it still has to happen as far as like, if you're going to have the climax of something and you're going to change it, it shouldn't be taking apart one of the biggest twists in the story.
Okay, so I want to throw this out to everybody. You've now heard from our last three callers, last four at this point. Is there anyone that wants to change their vote before we call this show? Is there anyone that's going to alter versus completely cut before?
I'm going to say alter because I want that upvote.
You're changing for votes. You're a politician here.
Smart. She gets that.
Hey, Josh, thank you so much for calling in, and I appreciate that commentary. I agree. Like I said, I posed the idea, not because I'm sold on it, but because I think it's a question that has to be asked. And clearly, the fans do not want that scene touched too much. And that is absolutely 100% clear. Although, and I anticipate talking about it afterwards in Discord for those of you that stick around. Hey, Josh, thanks, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Josh.
Not a problem. I'm so glad you brought it up. It was an amazing time in the chat and everything. So
it was. Hey, thanks, everybody. Again, Recappa, thank you so much for being with us. Hopefully you have gone and followed Recappa's page, Wheel Talk. If you haven't, go follow the show. It's fantastically funny. And I really appreciate all of the comments. If you're still watching on Twitter and Facebook, you're amazing. But I hope you'll come over, like the video, regardless if you think my idea was nuts, and subscribe, and be back here next Watt Wednesday when we actually talk real adaptations and what real professionals, unlike ourselves, have to choose when they adapt a book to this medium. So that was it, everyone. Again, thank you for everyone that called in. Loved the show tonight. It was insane. And as we say from the Dusty Wheel, good night and smash to black.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Just hit subscribe, and if you want to see more Wheel Time follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord. Can't wait to see you next Wednesday. No, it's terrible. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hey guys, thanks for watching the show at the Dusty Wheel. If you want to see more Wheel Time content just like this, do us a favor and click that subscribe button. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Instagram. We're all over the place. We'll see you next Watt Wednesday.